Doing my exercises. Hello, welcome to Ande Reacts. I'm Andy, and this is my new reaction channel. I say new, obviously that's going to depend on when it is you watch this video, but the purpose of this video is basically to give you guys a bit of background on why I'm starting a reaction channel, the sort of shows I like, what I've watched, what I haven't watched, that sort of thing, so kind of what you can expect from me going forward. So I suppose there's like two reasons that I want to start a reaction channel. The first one is that I haven't actually watched that many TV shows. I mean, I've watched like a lot of the big ones, but I'm one of those people that, like, if I really like a TV show, then I'll rewatch it like several times. So Game of Thrones is one of my all-time favourite shows. I know the ending was a bit crap, but even so, it's still one of my favourite TV shows. I've watched things like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Bridgerton, so those shows I've watched sort of multiple times, I'd say, by now. Game of Thrones more than the rest. But because I tend to rewatch shows, I don't always watch new shows when they come out, so quite often I'll kind of like, I'll see a show I want to watch, think about watching it, and then kind of not get around to it. Or I'll just rewatch something I've already watched because it's like familiar and comfy and things. So that's kind of why I think I'm in quite a good position to do a reaction channel, because there are big shows that I haven't watched either. Like, I haven't watched Vikings. I haven't watched any of the Star Wars TV series, like Mandalorian or anything like that. I haven't watched The Boys. I haven't watched any of the Marvel stuff. I say any of the Marvel stuff. I've watched some of the Marvel stuff, but not a lot of it. So yeah, there's quite a lot of room for reacting, I think. And obviously there's new stuff coming out all the time as well, so that's obviously good. Game of Thrones is basically how I discovered reaction channels in the first place. I finished my latest rewatch of Game of Thrones January this year, and I think I was googling like cast interviews or something just to kind of stay in that world a little bit longer, because if you're anything like me, you kind of go into mourning after you finished a really long show, you know, whether it's a rewatch or not. So I was googling like cast interviews, and I think like a compilation of Red Wedding reactions came up on YouTube, and I was like, oh, go on then, let's have a look at this. And I think one of the reactors in there was Nikki and Steven Reacts, and so I watched that, and then because their channel was linked in like the description or something, I went and watched their reaction to that entire episode, and then I realised that they had more episodes, and so I think I watched the finale of season 3, and then I think I went back and watched the one before it, and then I realised they had all the seasons, so I then went back to season 1, episode 1, and kind of went through them all, and then I realised they had reactions to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and then from there it just kind of spiraled, and I started looking for other reactors like they had reacted to those kind of specific shows as well. So I've definitely got sort of favourite reactors now, and I have been basically binge watching reactions probably for the last 8 months, honestly, which is probably quite unhealthy, but it's really, really nice. I just really enjoy it. It's like, for me, if I really enjoy a TV show, I immediately want everybody I know to watch it so that they can enjoy it as well, but I'm one of those annoying people that just wants to know how far along you are, and you know, I want to talk to you about this show because it's just really exciting and great and stuff. And I think reaction channels to TV shows kind of give you that experience of somebody seeing it for the first time, and so you can kind of enjoy it again through them, and it's really, I mean, I'm sure you know, if you're watching a reaction, then you obviously know, you've obviously got your own reasons for watching reactions, but that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I imagine that's the same for a lot of people. So like, the first big one I found was Nikki and Steven Reacts. I also like channels like American Mum. Movie Fusion is another one. Just recently, I think he's just coming up to the end of his Game of Thrones reactions now, like he's part way through season 8. Barton and Pudgy are another couple of reactors I really like. Indian Calypso was one of the early ones I watched. LM reactions are also very good. They haven't done Game of Thrones, or they've got like the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, I think, but I watched their Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul reactions, and those were really good as well. But yeah, so that's kind of my reasoning for getting into doing reactions, and it's probably a little bit odd that I've got a separate video for this, because who cares really at this point, you know. I'm sure the 2 views this video might get aren't going to get this far, but basically I just thought I didn't want to just launch straight into my first reaction video without kind of giving a bit of context as to why I was doing it, and it just seemed a bit weird to kind of chuck any kind of intro to myself or my reasoning for it at the start of just a random reaction video. So I figured if I just do a separate thing, then I can kind of link to that without having to bore you all with saying it at the beginning of every video, but you know what I mean. So yeah, here we are. This is for anybody that's interested in my reasoning. You're probably not at all. You're probably like not watching, which is lovely and fine, so don't worry. But yeah, another thing is probably worth mentioning is I am very new to the YouTube thing. As in, like, obviously I've been using it for years, but so it's going to be quite an experience for everybody involved. If you do stick around and watch these videos, I'm sure the editing is going to be horrendous to start off with. Hopefully that'll get better, and hopefully it will get quicker as well, because good lord, it takes a long time to edit videos. But yeah, that's kind of my reasonings. So, you know, as always, if you are watching the videos, if you are enjoying them, then please do like and subscribe and leave comments and all that good stuff, because apparently that's pretty good for the channel as a whole. That's basically it for me, I think. Thank you for watching it if you are. If you're not, then you're not and you won't hear this, so lovely. Thank you very much, and see you in one of my videos. Bye.